Hello, welcome to Artie's really pissed off today. Hello, I'm here to say fuck everybody who runs the train system in the UK. I'm genuinely so pissed about how today was handled. Like, it's not a secret that I live near Brighton in the UK, which is one, a seaside town. I feel like every seaside town will have this issue that, like, whenever it's slightly warm outside, every fucker from everywhere comes down to the seaside, but especially Brighton. Bitches come from so far away to Brighton on a hot day. And I can't stay silent about this anymore. I've had enough of this shit. I've had enough of the bullshit that is how any service in the UK plans for anything, but especially extreme weather. So in the UK, we have been having a heat wave, like a multiple day heat wave in England. You're welcome. It has been going since Wednesday, I think, and it is Saturday. It is not expected to finish until the start of next week, maybe even a few days into next week. And this is what? Where am I? What is the date? We are in June. I know that much. I don't know. I have been off my ADHD meds for 4 fucking months, so I have no idea. We're in it's the 21st of June, and this is a predictable thing that happens every time there is slightly nice weather. Everybody comes down to fucking Brighton. Like, sure, cool, do whatever. Like, it's fine. I was in Brighton today for a market. I would not have chosen to be in Brighton for any other reason. Honestly, we shop early, left early. I was gonna get the 4:44 train home. They had already cancelled the train before that, which I was gonna get, but they cancelled it last minute. I was like, sick. This is the game we're playing again, are we? Fantastic. The thing is, they cancel trains and delay trains during these hot weather periods because they say they have no fucking staff to make the trains go. And it's like, well, why don't you have any fucking staff? You know this happens every time we have hot weather. Why don't you have any staff? Why didn't you put extra people on today? Hello? Why did you not put more people on the rota, bitch? And I don't know who exactly is to blame for that shit, but there's somebody doing that, and I fucking hate you. I hope you're punished forever in whatever the fuck afterlife exists. I hope you are tortured for the shit you've put people through. So yeah, luckily I hadn't gone through the barrier yet when that previous train had been cancelled. So I got to stay and talk to my friend for an extra 15 minutes. I went through the barrier at about I think I had 7-ish minutes before my train was supposed to leave at 4:44 p.m. And I wasn't in a rush. It had been at the platform already for 10 minutes. And I was like, that's fine. I'll let everyone get on. Then I'm not trying to fight people to get to and onto the train. So I went through the other side of, I went through what they called. It is so hot. I've had a long fucking day. I am severely dehydrated and I have not eaten since my cheese sticks at lunchtime. And I'm just so hot. I can't even fathom the thought of eating anything, honestly. So I went through the barriers, went and got on the train. I tried to go down as far as possible, but the train was looking pretty busy. Because yeah, if I can get up further down, then usually that's closer to the exit on the platform at my station. So it saves me the walking at the other end. But I didn't really walk far enough, but it's fine. I just tried to find somewhere that had like a reasonable amount of like standing space by the doors because I had a huge bag with me and a parasol. I had a fucking umbrella with me, bitch, and also my little backpack. I so yeah, I basically got on at the first carriage that wasn't too busy in that area where I could also put my bag on like in the bag rack thing. I was sitting there for so long. Well, I stood there. There was no seats, obviously. I was standing there for so long. And also it was too far down the platform that I basically didn't really have any signal or decent signal. So I couldn't use 3G, 4G, 5G. Like data was fucked. I mostly could not use it at all at this point. So I was having to text my mum so she like to get her to tell me when my train was supposed to be leaving because they weren't telling us anything. They weren't telling us shit. They were not telling us a fucking thing. They spoke to us once over the intercom, at like roughly 5 o'clock to be like, yeah, we're going to leave at 10 past. Don't worry, we're going to leave at 10 past. We're still looking for staff. And I was like, fuck you guys. Why the fuck haven't you got enough fucking staff? But also, that did not happen. We didn't leave at 10 minutes past. We left at like 25 minutes past. So that meant we were sitting on that train waiting for it to leave for, let me try and do the maths because I don't fucking I can't math. I can't math when I am in a good headspace and physical space, let alone now. So mental illness, quarter to 15 minutes, right? And then add on 25 more minutes. How long is that? 40 minutes? Is that even correct though? Because I didn't get off the train. I don't think I got home until like 6. Like nearly 10 to 6. Yeah, I think that's about right. Okay. So yeah, it's like 40 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes. People were sitting on this train. There was this is one of the trains that does have AC, by the way, but they didn't have it on whilst all of these people were sitting on this train for 40 minutes, including a lot of kids and probably a lot of disabled people. So they didn't put it on, and the people who were stood by the doors were like repeatedly opening the doors to try and get any air in. And at times there was none because sometimes it was breezy, sometimes it wasn't. So it didn't make a huge difference, really. And they, like I said, they didn't really tell us anything besides that one time, and they didn't update us to say, sorry, we're not actually leaving at 10 past. Lol. JK, bitch. There was basically no staff on the platform as well. It was 28 degrees. Like outside. God knows how many degrees it was in there with all of those people. I barely had any water left. But also, like, I wasn't near a toilet, so I didn't really want to drink too much water. And luckily, my bowels did not decide to just be like, hey, bitch, it's me again. Because, like, I wouldn't have found a fucking toilet. And yeah, when in Brighton, like, some stations have something after the barriers, like, have things after the barriers. Most of them don't, especially in the UK. So, Brighton has nothing once you go through the barriers. There's no toilets in there. There's no shop or cafe. There's no water like refilling station or anything. None of that. It's 28 degrees Celsius. And we're all packed into a train with no AC, but also no like fan. There was nothing to circulate or move the air besides just opening those fucking doors. And like that's basically it. That's what pissed me off. All of that is what pissed me off because this happens every time. Every time it's a little bit nice outside. But we knew we were going to have a 4 to 5 day heat wave in the UK. They knew we were going to have unprecedented temperatures in the UK without any kind of system to prevent people from fucking keeling over. So like I'm just pissed off that even though this shit is not surprising, they still never prepare for it. They never prepare for extreme heat in the UK, but especially for this. It's always as well this one particular fucking train line. It's always my fucking train line trying to get home from Brighton. All the time. What is your fucking issue with the Brighton to London trains? Why don't you staff the trains? Anyway, so yeah, like I'm just really angry because there was no consideration for anybody on that train's well-being. You know, they didn't prepare by having enough staff, but I also think they should have had extra staff actually, because I'm sure a bunch of those staff members probably could have gotten really ill because of this heat as well, either doing their job or like in the lead up to their own shift. Like they should be over preparing for this shit, but they fucking don't. So there's that. There's the no air, no cooling, nothing. None of that. No AC, no fans, nothing. But also I think in those situations they should bare minimum have a member of staff informing us of what's going on, but also offering some water, offering free bottles of water. Because it wasn't delayed when I went through the barrier. And like I said, I hadn't got on super early. I went through the barrier 6 to 7 minutes before the train was going to leave. And that's because I was trying to get further up the platform, so I needed to have a little bit more time to get up there. It wasn't delayed when I got on there. I didn't get on super early, but I sat there for like 30 to 40 minutes. They never have enough seats. So there's always a bunch of people standing there waiting as well for a long time. And most of the other services don't stop at a lot of these stations. So a lot of people can't just switch to a different train. Like a bunch of the people going to Victoria could change to a different train because they're not Victoria, sorry. Like a lot of the people who are going to London in general could have changed to the Victoria train because there's a train that was it was meant to be leaving after our train, but didn't. It left before our train. So like there was a train they could have swapped to. If they were going to London, they'd made some changes. So anyone going to London could have changed to that train and gotten to Victoria and then changed there and gone to wherever else they needed to go. Everybody else, though, who lives locally, could not get on a different train, really, unless they had somebody who could pick them up from like a different station. But even then, it wasn't, you know, you're never really sure if the barriers will let you through sometimes because they don't tend to give like just an open. Like they always prioritize London, bitch. They always fucking prioritize people in London. Fuck all of you. And like, I also hate people from other countries who are taking the piss out of the UK for moaning about like under 30-degree heat or even 30-degree heat. Because it doesn't seem to matter how many times people make any kind of content explaining why it's so fucked in the UK. You guys don't actually care. You just want to fucking laugh at people dying from our heat waves because like nothing is set up for them. And that's when people are literally as well just talking about our buildings and not even addressing this issue of like our transport services don't even bother preparing for them. They're just like, nah, people can go fucking die. People can go fucking die. I hope you can't hear both of the fans that I've got fucking blaring at me. Hopefully not, because this mic has been doing pretty well when it comes to me having my fans on in the room when I film. I need to go refill my drink because, like I said, I've not had enough to drink today and I'm severely dehydrated. Like, bitch, I didn't piss all day until I got home, and I piss a lot because I drink a lot of fucking water. That's how little water I've had today. You know? That's how little fucking water I've had today. And everything is so warm in my home. But this water came out the fridge. Oh, I've also got a few bites, like right on my elbow, bitch. That's the worst one. I found one on my side earlier, but it must have been there for a few days because it doesn't itch. Didn't even notice it. But this one keeps fucking itching, bitch. And yeah, like I was walking around with this thing, which is a liter, I think. And it's supposed to keep my water cool, but it don't work in this heat. It do not work in this heat. So like, I didn't have the best market, I won't lie, but I did have quite a nice day. I was hanging out with my little market friend, Monica from Zine. Oh my god, why do I always do this in my videos? I never. Anyway, yeah. So hanging out with her all day, chatting, and then we also were hanging out at the end of the day before I caught my train, and also meeting so many nice people at the market who had other stalls and etc. etc. So it's just really annoying that even though, yeah, like I didn't have the best market, I had quite a nice day. And then to just my god, like I was so hot. I was just drenched in sweat. And then like the point that I was just making before I needed to refill my water is that, you know, some of the things that people have explained in other content about why our heat fucks us up so much in the UK, one of which is that our heat is humid, is like super, super wet. So your body can't cool off. I saw somebody's video who had, like, they have a degree in this shit and they explained it, that basically the heat comes up from like around the Sahara area up to us over water. So it picks up all of the moisture. So that's why we always have like really moist, dense, hot days here. We don't have dry heat here. So like you sweat, but the sweat doesn't come off of your skin as you dry off, because you never dry off. You never dry off. And like I've said as well, like many people have said too, our buildings are just straight up not fucking built for this heat or any heat. Like our buildings are meant to keep heat in because we are often like we used to be a really cold country a lot of the time. Now we have extreme weather in either direction, it seems. It almost rained today, but it didn't quite rain as well. So we didn't then get a cooling off from the weather deciding to rain. And I also didn't have the issue of being sunburnt like half the fucking people on my carriage today whilst we were waiting to go home. But I do, me and millions of people in the UK are on medications that make us more heat intolerant, if not just heat intolerant in general, as well as a bunch of disabilities that make people heat intolerant. And I'm on like a lot of those. However, I've started a new medication for what could possibly be like steroid-induced rosacea, and like it was really tested today, and I was not bright red in the face like I usually fucking am from heat and exertion and sweating and exercise. So I think we finally found the problem, lads. I'll probably do a video talking about it a bit more another time, but I was well impressed. I literally started this medication yesterday. Like, I think yesterday. But yeah. And like, look, mate. I've said a lot of times that I use my YouTube channel as like a way of kind of ADHDing and autisming about things on my mind. And yeah, usually they're things that are either like healthcare bullshit and ableism, and I have many thoughts about this piece of media and I have no friends. And I know this particular topic is not necessarily the vibe of my channel, but it also kind of is, because bitch, I complain here a lot, and I comment on the fact that nobody gives a fuck about disabled people, mainly disabled, queer, trans people, marginalized people generally. But like, this also is extended to old people and children, because there were a lot of old people and children on my train as well who were like not doing great. And like I said, a lot of them were fucking burnt. They were lobsters. And it's just like, one, how little planning goes into things that we know go a certain way every time. We know it happens. We know this is what happens. But they're like, nah. All of you can go fuck yourselves. We're gonna put you all on one train an hour and leave you there cooking. And then leave you there to fucking cook. No planning. And then there's no like emergency, like, hey, we didn't plan for this. Maybe we should like go and do something about these probably thousands of people, or at least 1,000 people on this train that we've like wedged in there and left for like half hour. You know, maybe we should check. Are we all doing okay? Shall we pass out some water to you guys? Are you good? No. No. There's like it's wild as well. Like I don't really know what's going on with the UK's nationalisation of our railway systems, but supposedly we're starting to be nationalised. When does it get better? When does it get better? Because I'm waiting. I am waiting, and it's just it seems still pretty bad. And as well, like I'm sure there's plenty of fucking unemployed people looking for jobs who would probably do this job, or whatever jobs or job roles that you are saying that you don't have the fucking staff for. Why aren't you hiring anyone? I mean, they most of like a lot of, I don't think there was a strike today, so that's not an excuse, bitch. But like I'm pretty sure like they are still not improving whoever the fuck's pay. I don't know who it is that keeps striking on the railways, but like people are striking a lot, and I've been striking a lot for a long time, and that's why I don't usually complain about the fucked up trains, at least in a video. I complain, but solidarity with people. I forgot what the word is already. Striking. There we go. Solidarity with the people who are striking for better wages and better conditions, etc. Like, I don't care if you've got a good wage as it is. I think certain jobs deserve even better wages. You know, I think we all deserve better wages. You know, but I do have a fucking problem when extreme weather is just not fucking planned for. When you've had plenty of time to at least consider it, at least consider what you would be doing and what you could do for people. Everything hurts. I was sitting on the floor, which is disgusting. But like my feet and my legs hurt so much from just the day in general, the heat in general, but also standing on the train for 20 odd minutes with no news. So I sat on the floor. I immediately showered when I got home. I was like, I gotta go piss go and then jump in the fucking shower. Because I was so sweaty anyway that even if I hadn't been sitting on the floor, I would have jumped in the shower. So yeah, that was it really. I don't know. I think it's just disgusting how little thought or care really goes into people's well-being in like really fucking obvious places and ways. Like why did this happen? Why did that happen? Hello? Why does this keep happening all the time? Huh? Huh? Why is that happening? So yeah. Oh, I never finished a point I was making earlier. You know my autism on here and ADHD on here. So like I've already had my complaining to other people. I'm still angry. So I was like, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna record a video. Because I need to keep processing how angry I am about this. I've already shouted about it in the car to my mum. I also nearly fought some fuckers at my station when I finally got there. 3 women got off my train. I don't know why. I assumed to switch or wait for a different train. I don't know. They were going to London. So was that train! Get off at East Croydon when... Ugh, idiot. Ah! But they got off the train and just stopped in front of me across like almost the entire fucking platform. And I was like, oh my. Get out of the way! And like, I was trying to lug my fucking humongous suitcase that was so heavy, a fucking parasol, and my little backpack. Get out the way! Or I'll fucking deck ya! So like, that fucked me off again. And then, the barriers were up. When I got on that train this morning, at the same fucking station, the barriers weren't up at 10 a.m. Why the fuck were they up at 5? 5 something. And of course, my ticket doesn't fucking work. That's another thing. I've got a lot of fucking problems with you, bitch. Train companies. My tickets never fucking work. And no stations have any fucking stuff. So again, there I am with a humongous fucking bag and a parasol, ready to be used as a weapon, and my ticket don't work. It won't let me through the barrier. And also, there's only one barrier out, and it's a small one, which is never great when you've got a humongous bag. They do have a new thing now, which is like a BP thing. But like, I was so pissed that my ticket didn't work that I just yelled. I was like, "Are you fucking joking me? Let me out!" So then on the button, somebody was like, "Oh, do you want to like sneak through with me?" I was like, I appreciate the offer, but I have a humongous bag. We would never get through, both of us, me sneaking through with you and my huge bag. So the people answered. And I was like, can somebody open the gate? Because I've got a huge bag with me and my ticket won't work. They didn't mention which gate they were opening for a start. But also, there were other people still trying to get through. So, like, they were going through the small one in my way. In my way to accessing the bigger barrier anyway. And then they come back on over the thingy, being like, also, fun auditory processing moment too, where they said, please go through the large one or something like that. I can't remember the exact wording. And I was like, huh? What? So I couldn't hear it. I can't understand you, bitch. I got an auditory processing disorder. But like the barrier just opened. I was like, cool, sick. Don't fucking repeat yourself. Don't worry. And it's really irritating because there is one member of staff at that station who is literally a legend, and I love him so much. I don't see him very often, but I've seen him a few times, either because like my friends who are wheelchair users, when they're going home or coming back, mental illness, when they are either coming to visit me or going home, they have to request the ramp and stuff, and he's basically the guy who does the ramp. And like, he's such an icon. And my mum and her partner met him when I dropped them for like their last cruise or something, because they had loads of bags. They requested help in advance for somebody to help get their bags and stuff on. And it was him. And like, he's literally such an icon. I love that man. He's so nice. So chill. When, oh my god, like literally so many disabled people's experiences of the staff in charge of those ramps being fucking cunts. That man is literally just so chill and so nice, and like I love him. So like, it pisses me off that everybody else, either at that station or working like from whatever fucking call center, that those beep boops all fucking suck. Fuck all of you. It's like the one guy who was like, yeah, okay, if you want a refund of your ticket, you have to pay a £10 admin fee, even though my ticket doesn't even fucking cost £10. Fuck you. So just to make a point, I'm going to be pursuing a refund because I can, like, because the delay was so long. I'm definitely gonna get some kind of refund for that, and I don't need to, but I'm gonna do that shit because fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. Even though my ticket was not even £5, I'm gonna fucking do it because you guys suck. So the update as well for this is basically I put in for the delay refund anyway, and I got back like £1.10 for like an hour-long delay. £1.10. I know, like I said in the video, I know that my tickets are not expensive anyway, but it's not the point. So I complained more. I complained again because, like, I just think it's disgusting. So also this was a way for me to go, you guys should be doing more. You should be planning better. You should be looking after the people in these heat wave delays. And they were like, we don't normally do this, but and they gave me the rest of the money back, but it's on a fucking voucher. I don't know how to use that besides going to a person. I don't want to speak to a person. Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. Or no, I think it's only speaking to a person. Great. I think whether I want the money or to use it, I have to speak to a person. So I still haven't done that yet. Still haven't done that yet. Because, like, this is then the other issue. 90% of the time when I'm using trains is on a weekend. And these days, small stations don't have any fucking staff. They don't have any staff at the counter or at the barriers. So that's really helpful, obviously. Great. Thanks so much. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So yeah. Hello. Welcome to... Artie's really pissed off today. Artie is so unhinged with rage, which is even worse off of my ADHD meds. Thank you. Thank you so fucking much. Anyway, that is the end now. Like, that's it. Go watch my other videos. Go support the channel because I'll cheer me up a little bit. You know, if you want to complain about your local train or bus service, feel free to do so in the comments. Also, completely off topic, but like somebody on Twitter posted like an old Avril Lavigne song, like music video, and I opened it and listened to the music, and I was like, wow, I was shot back to being 10 years old, and I remember almost all the fucking words, and I'm so pissed. Why does my brain not work now? But I can remember these songs from when I was 10 years fucking old, when I owned 4 CDs, and this was one of them. So now I just like keep getting different Avril Lavigne and Hilary Duff songs going around in my head. They were so good. They were such slaps. So like, I just wanted to tell you because I've got one in my head right now because I was listening to one of Avril Lavigne's albums on the train because I saved it on my Spotify so I can listen to it without internet. Why should I care? That probably is probably sounds really bad actually, but me singing that because she has a really high singing voice, and I don't like singing that high. I can kind of sing that high, so yeah, I just wanted to give you that. And on a positive note, Avril Lavigne from the early 2000s slaps. Thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Come back next week for an actually planned video where I'm not just completely mentally unwell. You're welcome. That's it from me this week. See you next week. Bye.